So I was chatting with a friend this morning who's just finishing her mat leave. So she's had 3 babies now and she's heading back to work after a year at home with the baby and the other kids. And she said, yeah, it's back to the grind, back to the grind. And like my heart kind of sank at the words, and I get it. It is that sense of relentless grinding away at the day to day when we're in most modern workplaces, not all, thank goodness, and it's changing a bit, but for a lot of us, the day to day is a grind and it's relentless, and it's this kind of culture that leads to burnout. It's burnout culture. It's where we're feeling like we're under pressure to always do more, to always keep striving, and the focus is on what needs to be done, what else needs to be done. And so I just invite us to, like, because I don't have a magic wand. I wish I did. I wish I could change the system that we're in. I really do. I see so many people struggling with the pressures of running a family, working full time, trying to stay fit and healthy, be good to themselves. And it's a lot. And we sadly don't have the support structures set up to really help us thrive as people working and parenting and doing whatever that we're doing in the world, whether be we parents or not. Yeah, it's tough out there. But here's the thing, like I love moving towards something new, moving towards a goal. Like that drive forwards is so naturally part of the human way, the human nature. And yet this constant pressure on striving towards the next thing leads us to that constant feeling of being in go mode, that constant like anxiety that what should I be doing next? What else needs to be done? And there's always this focus on like kind of getting to the next point, and there's all these tasks laid out in front of us, and it leads to so much of the anxiety we feel, so much of the stress that we're under, so much of the burnout that people experience is that mindset of always striving towards the next thing. So how do we move forwards with our lives, still create what we want, still, work, earn money, do things with our families, with our homes, all of that stuff that people want and need? How do we do that without burning out and without constantly feeling anxious and stressed? So one of the ways is to give ourselves credit, is to take stock and look at what you're already doing, because I know that you're already doing so much. Every day you do plenty. And it's when we're focused on what we're not doing that we're in that burnout culture. And so really one of the antidotes is to sometimes, or not, to regularly take stock at what you are doing, at what you're doing well. Some of the ways that you can do that is kind of journaling or building in some sort of process at the end of the day where you take a moment to reflect. Some questions that I like to ask are, how did you spend your time? So you literally list out what it is that you did, and what you did well, what you actually did well today, what went well. Sometimes looking at what you're proud of. It might be a different answer to the what did you do well question. And then spending a bit of time thinking about what you're grateful for. So looking at how you're spending your time, what's going well, what you're doing well, what you're proud of, what you're grateful for. That, because so much of what you're doing is aligned with what it is that you want in your life. If you can take stock and feel into some of those questions and give yourself some credit for what you're already doing so well. Well, first of all, it can really quieten that inner critic that's judging you for how you should be, what you could be doing better. Is giving yourself a base of evidence for what it is that you're already doing, which can soothe that sense that you need to be doing more. So the anxiety that can arise with this, I always need to be doing more, can really be quietened when you have the evidence in front of you of what you're already doing. And it can build your confidence. Confidence comes on the other side of experience. At the end of the day, if you can actually take stock and give yourself credit for what you're doing well, it's going to, again, build up the evidence within that says, yeah, I'm actually good at this thing. I don't need the validation, because I can see it. You know what? Every day I'm looking and I'm consistently really good at whatever it is. Whatever it is, there are things that you are really good at. There are things that you are already an expert in. You've spent your whole life perfecting being who you are. There are things that you're already excellent at. And if you can reflect on that each day, then you'll start to build that trust in what you're good at, which is a sense of confidence that you can then have more ease with what you do in the world. So yeah, I really invite you to take some time as often as you can, ideally each day, to look at how you've been spending your time, what's gone well, what you've done well, what you're proud of, and what you're grateful for. Okay.